So what's going to happen in King v. Burwell? There are basically two possible outcomes. One of them is that the Supreme Court says that those disputed taxes and those disputed subsidies can keep being implemented in the 34 to 38 states with federal exchanges. The other is that the court says, no, those taxes and subsidies are illegal and they have to stop.
The problem is that it will affect some 9.3 million people who have gotten the subsidies, who need the subsidies to get insurance. While this may not have a major impact on the plaintiffs in the lawsuit, it will have a significant impact on millions of people who cannot otherwise afford insurance and need it to cover their medical costs.
If the court stops those taxes and subsidies, well, more than 57 million Americans and employers will be freed from illegal taxes. That's going to have an impact on people's incomes, on the number of hours they can work. It's going to expand the number of job opportunities. But that decision would also put an end to the subsidies that about 6.7 million Americans are receiving through healthcare.gov. What that's going to do is, that is going to expose those 6.7 million healthcare.gov enrollees to the full cost of their Obamacare coverage.
The consequence of the plaintiff's interpretation is that 9.3 million people don't get subsidies so that they can afford health insurance. What that means is that the people who will give up their health insurance are the healthiest people, because the sick people will find it more economical to pay for the health insurance than to pay for their medical costs. And so when you have only the sickest people owning insurance, the price of insurance goes up, which means that more people can't afford insurance, and the industry goes into what's called a death spiral.
A lot of people are not going to be able to afford that coverage anymore. Fortunately, they will be exempt from the individual mandate. They won't have to pay a penalty for not buying coverage that they can't afford. But they'll still be uninsured, and the fact that they leave the insurance markets will cause health insurance premiums to rise even more. So there will be this unstable situation that Congress, and only Congress, can remedy. And it remains to be seen how Congress is going to respond to that.